first what an argument is. What is an argument? JB?
An argument is when you're trying to make your point to someone else who has the opposite view than you do.
Okay, so you're trying to make a point. So, making a point. What are other things that might be considered part of an argument? You're making a point.
Trying to persuade.
Persuading. Very good. Anything else?
Some kind of like opposing side. Like I don't know how to. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
To address the opposing side.
Yeah.
Okay. So, addressing different views.
If it's a good argument, then you're using facts to back up your claims.
Okay, so an effective argument. Maybe we can say that. I just misspelled that. So an effective argument would be one that uses evidence. So and we said addresses other sides, right? Mm-hmm. What else?
Gives examples. Oh, gives them the evidence, right?
Yeah.
Like well organized.
Okay, well organized. All right, so these are all, so basically we have your argument here is making a point in a way that's trying to persuade someone to identify with the argument that you're making, right? Your standpoint, your side. But you all quickly differentiated between just an argument and an effective argument. And so today we're going to discuss how to analyze an argument. I have some sheets for you all that kind of give you more of a basis. I gave you many. Gives you more of a basis of how to look at whether or not an argument's effective. So you guys have already started with that. If you could pass these around, that would be great. And one for Dr. D. So here, and this was something, this list isn't by any means complete, but it's something that we can start with. And it basically is broken down into 3 categories. It's an effective argument is if it is logical, if there's credibility to the argument, and if there's passion to it. So you all have the credibility here, is saying that it's giving evidence, giving examples, it's supporting that side. If it's well organized, then it helps it be logical. But these parts of an effective argument are missing the concept of passion that is on this sheet. So we're going to look at an example together and look at these questions and what we've said makes an effective argument to try and decide if their argument is effective or what they could do to make it better. So I have some P&W opinions column pieces here. And we're going to read the top one. Sorry that the print is really small. We're going to read the top one to yourself and be thinking about these questions as you go, thinking about the questions on the sheet as you read through this article, and then we'll discuss whether it was effective or not. Okay, is everybody mostly finished by now? Okay, so what is Garrett's argument here? What is he saying?
Well, he's saying that you should, that even though the internet is like brought on an increase of like quick communication, and that a lot of our news that we get is either like on TV or like Huffington Post kind of thing, like online. Then, I mean, even though we have all these resources, like you can't give up on print because there's just like something about it, I guess, that's important.
Okay, so the topic is like print media and its importance. So what are the assertions that he has about why it's important? What evidence does he give to support his opinion?
Talks about the history, kind of. That's important. He also says we can't replace the large-scale dissemination of information and ideas that newspapers have accounted for since their inception.
Yes, thank you very much, Alice. Okay, so to catch you up a little bit, Kenny, we're talking about what an argument is and how it's effective and how to analyze an argument. And so these are just some questions for you to look at, and then we're looking at Garrett Wilkerson's article on print media. And so we're looking at the logic. The topic is print media and why it's important. And Alice, could you repeat what you just said once again?
It's saying that like these electronic sources can't replace the large-scale dissemination of information and ideas that newspapers have accounted for since their inception.
Okay, so it's more accessible.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's really like accessible, I guess, because it's, you know, a newspaper that you can actually like handle and look at.
Yeah, and people who don't have internet can have access to it, so that opens the door. What other support do you give for print media in this article?
He says that it's like an organ of campus dialogue and student voice. I guess like, but I mean, I guess, I don't know. I don't really buy it because that could be online too.
Okay, so you're saying that the logic behind his argument kind of could go for either way.
Yeah, I don't really see it as being like the best and most logical argument, just because he's saying like, I mean, throughout the whole thing, he's like, well, it's going to change. Like, he even says somewhere, like, that's not to say that the purple and white won't be taken fully online and in a few years it'll happen. I guess he's just saying that, like, print is really good, but it's going to go away pretty soon.
Yeah.
Maybe like that you need to appreciate it
while it's here.
now.
Yeah.
Because it's, like, fading fast.
Okay, so this is a good question of whether or not you find his argument effective. There might be a hole here in his reasoning. What are some other things about maybe credibility or passion? Do you feel like he makes you want to pick up a newspaper and start reading again after reading this? I don't think Katie does, but does anyone else have an opinion?
I mean, he talks about like slowing down, like taking a break from like the fast-paced like internet lifestyle we live, and like just reading a newspaper, how it's like a break from you know, this technologically advanced society.
Okay, so it's like a different form of recreation, which
Yeah.
could be compelling. Yeah. So do you feel that he's well informed on this issue, that he's a credible source to be giving this information?
I mean, he's been on the PNW for like as long as I've been here. I mean, he's the editor of the PNW, so.
Yeah. So he would be pretty credible, at least. Or maybe not completely holistic in his view.
He's a lot more credible than like if someone who's just like a contributor to the PNW, like not on staff,